Plaintiff Monique Clemens says the defendant is her father, but he was never in her life. When Monique became a teenager, she was told that the defendant was a truck driver who was always out on the road. But she eventually discovered that he was actually a crack addict who was serving time in jail. Monique is suing her estranged father for emotional distress and car parts. Defendant Michael Palmer says he was only 17 when Monique was born, and he had his doubts back then about being her biological father. Michael says over the years, he forgot about Monique until they reconnected years later. Michael denies owing Monique for the car parts or emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know I'm 29 years old, and I've never had a father in my life throughout those 29 years. I tried to establish a relationship with my father, and as of when I was 16. Well, as of recently, I tried, but I tried when I was 16. So as I tried to establish this relationship with my father, he goes and he steals from me. So as I was younger, my mom took me to the family's house, and they wanted to see me. And his mom told us that's not his baby. So my mom picked me up and our belongings, and we left. So when we left, we never returned. So as I was growing up, I would notice the other little girls having a father figure in their life, and all my little friends playing with their fathers or whatnot. I never had that. So as I got older, I decided to take the initiative to find out where my father was. So I looked him up in the white pages, got in touch, and we had a meeting. Before the meeting, they were telling me that my father was a truck driver. So I would call every couple of months to check and see if my father had made it home. So they would say, no, he's not home. He's still out on the road. So, okay, I'm young. Yes, I'm young. I don't know no better.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Right.
Go ahead.
I would hear speculation from my family saying, oh, Michael's a truck driver. Then they would say, oh, Michael's a suspected crackhead. So I was like, well, I don't know what to think. So I took it upon myself and I looked my father up. So when I looked my father up, come to find out he was in jail. And the times that I was calling to see if my father had made it off that road trip, come to find out he was in jail. So through all of this, it really hurt me because I got the speculation from the family and they were lying to me when they just could have just told me I was old enough. So we go from there. My father come home and we have a meeting. We talk with everyone. Within the years, me and my father, we talked on the phone, and that would be it. So the years went on.
Were you all living in the same city?
Yes, we were 20 minutes away, Father, 15, not far.
So over the years, what are you telling me?
So over the years, 2008, my grandfather passed. So I ran into one of my cousins on my father's side of the family, and she told me, your grandfather passed, where were you? I said, I've been at home. I didn't know my grandfather passed. I got in touch with my father and I was like, okay, so why didn't anyone come to me and tell me that my grandfather passed? Oh, we didn't have your phone number. Oh, we didn't know how to contact you, but we've been in the same house. We've lived in the same area, the same house for 10 years.
So what are you getting to?
Okay, so I went to see my father and I needed him to fix my car for me.
Okay, these are the car parts you're suing about. Let me allow him to give some background if he'd like, sir.
Okay, yes. Okay, first and foremost, Judge Mathis, when Monique was born, I was like 17. I was still in high school. And I had my doubt then, back then, if she was mine or not at that time. And
you didn't obtain a test?
No, I didn't even obtain a test.
Why not?
I don't know. I was young and I didn't know at that time. So I was young and I was wild and, I didn't care. I kind of like forgot about it, you know what I'm saying, after a period of time. And first and foremost, I did a little time. I caught, a couple cases and did some time.
For what?
For receiving stolen goods.
How old were you?
Well, I had to been about 25, from 25 up to 35, something like that.
Okay, so the years prior to that, you had still forgotten you had a daughter?
Yeah, pretty much, because we didn't get in contact. We didn't ever
I didn't ask you whether you got in contact. I say, remember. Remember, you act like you say you forgot that
Right.
you had a daughter.
Right, pretty much.
Where was her mother at that time?
Her mother stayed in Cleveland.
They didn't reach out to you to say you have a daughter. They
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
seek child support.
no.
They did reach out to you.
Yeah. But like
And
I
every
told
time
you
they
that
reached
time,
out-
I thought, I didn't think it was mine.
That's not what you're telling me. Now you're saying you forgot. You've changed your story now. Now your story has become you forgot. Why are you looking over there rolling your eyes?
I ain't
'Cause
rolling
you getting
my eyes.
caught being a deadbeat?
I mean, true enough, I was a deadbeat.
Yeah, you're deadbeat and you
Okay.
were a crackhead, right?
Right, okay.
Yeah, now what's your excuse today?
I don't have no excuse.
Good, so you're gonna pay this money?
I mean, I had my share of problems, and but at the time, far as with the car itself, I had got the parts.
Let me allow her to tell me specifics. All I wanted to clear up is whether you were, as she alleged, a deadbeat crackhead daddy. And you've admitted that you were. Go ahead, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about the specifics?
Okay, back in March, my father had fixed the car the first time for me. So my father called me and he told me, he said, well, I have a friend that works at an auto parts store and that he can get the parts for you on discount. He said, well, I have some of the parts for you and I went and bought them myself. So would you just bring me my money back? I said, no problem. I didn't think
How much?
It was $55 for those first parts. 2 days later, he called me, said, my friend is at work. We can go pick the parts up. So we went to the bank and I took out $260 and I gave him the money and he decided to take me to work. And once he took me to work, he was supposed to have been getting the parts and fixing the car.
All right, so why do you think he's denying that he owes you for these parts?
Because when he got picked up and took into jail, he told me that the parts were in the car.
And were they?
No, they were not.
All right.
So he told me, he said, well, you know what? That police officer did look a little
So
suspicious.
he blamed it on the police.
Right.
Sir, you don't believe you owe for the car parts or the impound fees?
No, I owe for the impound fees, yeah.
What don't you believe you owe for?
I don't believe I owe for the parts as far as getting out the car in the impound lot.
Because the police took them?
Well, whoever took them at work at the impound lot might have got them. I don't know.
Okay.
But I know they was in the car when they pulled me over.
Yeah, you were responsible for them. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do owe that amount. Emotional distress is for what?
Because, like I said, my father was never in my life. And for him to do this to me, it really hurt me. It took a toll on me because not only
What
did
type of toll?
just the fact that my father would steal from me and I had so much trust in him, I would never have thought that he would take the money and
When was the last time you had known him to be on drugs?
well, I can only say that what he told me that he did not do drugs. And I only went
You
by what
believed
he...
it at some point, though,
Yes,
didn't you?
sir. That's the
So I'm
only
not
thing.
asking what he told you. A dope fiend is never going to admit to
I
it
know.
unless they're in recovery.
I know.
So once again, at what point did you stop believing he was on drugs?
I guess I never did.
Right. So then how could you trust someone on drugs? Father, brother, sister, mother, if they're on drugs, you can't trust them.
Just not thinking.
Can't trust a drug addict. Just can't. I can't grant you emotional distress, ma'am, because you should know that drug addicts steal, they lie,
Right.
they engage in criminal activity for the most part to feed their habit. I know some drug addicts out there listening and watching. No, I don't. I go to work every day. I don't steal. I don't do it, but you lie. When you come in late for work because you've been getting high all night, boss gonna say, why are you late? You're gonna make up a lie. So emotional distress for not having a father in your life, having a drug addict father deceive you, that's not worthy of emotional distress. Emotional distress is extreme and outrageous behavior that causes extreme stress upon someone. And it is something that doesn't happen regularly. This happens a lot in society. A lot of young ladies and men don't have fathers in their lives most of their lives, and they're hurt by it. All right, $315 and add that to $169.
484.
484. You finished using drugs, sir?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, 484 to the plaintiff. You all gonna be able to reconcile and try and move forward some more? Is that right?
I would love to. And I have a little sister, so why not?
All right, good luck to you.
My man.
Y'all stay
Thank
together.
you.
Yeah, you too. I love you.
I love you too, Father.
Yeah.
We just had to get through this. It was just something that we just had to work out.
Yeah, I get a hug. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah.